But at some point, that awakened consciousness, that awakened view, that awakened knowing, recognition, must come back into the human experience so that there is no more avoidance of the human experience. And that's where, the possibility of spiritual bypassing takes place, because the subtle remnants of self that remain are tempted to take ownership of that awakeness, of that enlightenment, and refuse to feel fully the human bittersweet experience. And that's where it gets tricky. But at some point, that also must be surrendered. And that's where the ongoing journey of the embodiment of awakeness takes place. Until there is fully and honestly, and this is where humility and maturity come in. There's a great humility, and there's also a great maturity that comes when you are in the world, but not of it. In the world, but not of it, fully human, yet fully awake, means that you are unafraid of the human experience. There are no more psychological defense strategies to avoid what is being experienced. There are no more mental and emotional acrobatics that pull you away from direct experience into some spiritual dimension. You are totally here, undefended. Remember, I'm speaking psychologically, not functionally. Yeah. In other words, if you need to protect the body from harm, then that's what happens. Yeah. I'm talking about those psychological defense structures that only serve to create a sense of me here and a sense of the world out there, or the other out there. And therefore creates an inner divided state that is the root cause of suffering, the root cause of violence, violence towards yourself, lack of forgiveness, and the root cause of war. Again, the war inside and the war outside. This undefendedness means that you no longer get lost in the waves. The waves are the happenings, the waves are the experiences, the waves are the circumstances, the waves are the emotional energies, the feelings. You no longer get lost. There is neither avoidance, they are fully felt, because everything is energy. We experience through our senses, and that's an energetic experience. But you are not lost in the waves. That means that you are not interpreting and not interfering. Another way of saying that is you are not deriving your sense of identity from the waves. That's what it means to get lost in the waves. When you derive your sense of identity from the waves, you are interpreting and interfering with direct experience. Yeah, to interpret direct experience is to say this is good, this is bad, this is spiritual, this is unspiritual. Yeah, you experience is categorized, put in a box. Yeah, and boxes are in opposites, pairs of opposites. You are lucky. Yeah, it's a lucky experience. It's an unlucky experience. And so on and so on. This interpretation, usually that interpretation boils down to this shouldn't be happening. Yeah, this shouldn't be happening. And the opposite is, I wish it was happening in this way. Or I'd rather this was happening. Yeah, and then we have a divided reality rather than an undefended, naked, direct experience. And in that division, in that polarity, in that duality, there is inner conflict. Yeah, and then the attempt to interfere with that experience. If it shouldn't be happening, then I must do something to not feel it because it's dangerous. Or if it shouldn't be happening, then I must do something in the future to prevent this from happening to me again. Or I must fix myself, improve myself somehow so that this bad thing or this bad experience doesn't happen again, or this bad feeling doesn't come again. This is interference. Another way of interfering is to interpret the experience as something very much as a reward, as luck, as even grace, yes, spiritual grace, something benevolent. You've been rewarded, you've received your spiritual brownie points, or your success or your good feeling. Therefore, you're a good, worthy person. You are loved by life, by God, by whatever. Yeah. And then this also becomes, that's the interpretation, and then the interference is that you want to hold on to it, you want to possess it, you want to make sure that this happens again or it doesn't go away. Yeah, and in this way we are no longer naked. These are the mental, emotional strategies that gets created to manipulate reality, to conform to your wishes. Yeah, and this is how you get lost in the waves. This is the unconscious human condition. Yeah? Once it is seen, we can start to wake up out of it.